Another day, another product trial. Today I've got some seeds, seed starting trays, and well, trays for the seed starting trays. I guess these are what are called bottom trays, all from Epic Gardening. I believe Epic Gardening has had these seed starting trays for a while now, but their seed line is what's new. I was able to choose 5 seed packets from their new line, and I chose this America spinach because it's supposed to be heat and drought tolerant. Red cherry marigolds because they make a great companion plant for lots of other plants. Carbon tomato because I've heard good things about this variety. Patio Pride snap peas because I am a small spaced gardener, so I am curious to see how well these grow, especially in containers. And then Soundwave jalapenos because these are supposed to be huge, and I love a good jalapeno popper, but it's a pain to get the cream cheese in them, so I'd hope these larger ones would be less tedious to make poppers with. These seed starting trays have 6 cells each, and there is a large hole on the bottom to make it easier to pop your seedlings out when you're ready to up pot or transplant them, and there's also some other drainage holes or slits on the sides. Over here, I have my Scilla Seedlings seed trays, and I really do love them. I think they are awesome, and so far they are my favorite seed starting trays. But I am always interested in trying new products, and also I'm always sowing seeds, so I need all the seed trays I can get, but it would take a lot for me to ever completely ditch the Scilla Seedling trays for something else. Size-wise, these are smaller than my Scilla Seedling seed trays, but I feel like these Epic Gardening ones will be great for succession sowing, where if I just want to quickly get things germinated and transplanted quickly. And the Scilla Seedlings, I think, will remain my choice for things that need a little more time or takes a longer time to grow before transplanting. But these do feel pretty sturdy, and if I recall, Kevin from Epic Gardening either ran these over with a car or did something to try and smash or break them, and he couldn't. Now, I'm not saying you should go and try it, and I am not even totally sure if I am remembering this correctly, but the point was that these are sturdy and will last and shouldn't break or crack and can be reused for years and years. I'm going to go ahead and get these filled up with some coco coir. For seed starting, this is what I use. I don't use a fancy mix for seed starting. I'm in the camp of seeds don't need nutrients to germinate, and if these are going to be transplanted quickly after they germinate, I don't really need to use anything special. So let's get these filled and start sowing some seeds. Okay, I got all of my trays filled up nicely. These are looking pretty good. They were pretty easy to fill up, and I am going to sow the spinach, marigold, and pea seeds in these trays, and the carbon tomato and Soundwave jalapeno seeds will be grown hydroponically like all of my other tomatoes and peppers. All right, all of the seeds have been sown and have been watered in, so hopefully these will all germinate quickly so I can transplant them and probably turn around and sow even more seeds. Okay, so it's been 15 days, and so far I'm not seeing a lot of germination, even though we have had some warm days. Just a couple of sprouts here and there, so I'm just going to go ahead and re-sow everything because I feel like there should have been more germination by now. So it's been exactly 1 month since I've resown the seeds, and there's not a lot of action going on. There hasn't been much more germination. I did pot up the very few that sprouted and sowed some more seeds in their place, but overall, I'm really disappointed with the germination. I'm especially disappointed because even though this is a new seed line with Epic Gardening's name on it, in case you didn't know, Epic Gardening bought or acquired Botanical Interests, which is a highly reputable seed company, and honestly, I think they just took Botanical Interests seeds and rebranded them for Epic Gardening. Let me show you why I think that. So here is a pack of Poblano seeds from Botanical Interests, and here are the Soundwave jalapeno seeds with the Epic Gardening label. Inside, they both chose to have the foil wrapper for the seeds, and the packets are the same. The writing is the same. I really do think Epic Gardening just put their label on Botanical Interests seeds, which is why I'm disappointed. Not because they rebranded them or put a different label on them, but because Botanical Interests has always been highly reputable. My carbon tomato and sound wave jalapeno seeds germinated without any issues in my hydroponic units, but I am really shocked that the other 3 seed types that I sowed had such poor germination if these are basically Botanical Interests seeds. And let me show you what happened to the pea seeds. This is what really shocked me. So they've either turned to mush or just disintegrated or disappeared. So this basically means that the seeds have rotted. It looks like I do have one that has germinated, but that was likely a re-sown seed. And this can happen for a few reasons. It can be from overwatering the seeds and then they rot, poor air circulation, or sometimes soil-borne diseases. But these were clean seed starting trays. I used a clean growing medium as I had just taken a fresh coco coir block out of the packaging and expanded it before sowing. And since these were outside, the circulation shouldn't have been a problem. There may have been other issues at play, but one of my friends got the same variety of pea seeds also from Epic Gardening and had the same results as I did, so I don't really think it's a coincidence. I do have a really hard time giving a negative review on something like seeds because it definitely can be user error, and perhaps it still was, but pea seeds actually sprout very quickly and easily in my opinion, and they are one of the fastest seeds to sprout. And as I mentioned, my friend had the same results, so in this instance, at least for the peas, I feel like the quality of the seeds weren't great and perhaps there was something wrong with this lot of seeds. For the spinach and marigold seeds having poor germination, I'm not sure if it was user error either, but all I can do is try again and hope. For the seed starting trays though, I'll remove a tiny seedling just to see how easy it is to pop them out. I'll try it with my marigold seedlings, and this is just some fluff from my giant oak tree, so I'll tilt this over and we can see some roots coming out, and I'll just push the seedling out of this large hole on the bottom. And whoops, I think my soil was too loose for this to work properly, so I think I'm going to gently compress the soil down into these cells before trying to pop them out, just so they come out a little cleaner. Okay, yeah, there we go. That was better, and it was pretty easy, and I definitely think that making sure the soil isn't super loose or that you compress it a bit first will give you a cleaner removal from the cells. I do like these seed starting trays, and as much as I love my larger Scilla seedling seed starting trays, like I mentioned earlier, I think these smaller cells from Epic Gardening work just fine for things that you want to succession sow and transplant quickly. And even though some of my Scilla seedling trays also have 6 cells per tray, they are larger than these Epic Gardening ones. So again, for things that I am just trying to quickly sprout and transplant and can't direct sow, these will be great. I don't do a lot of direct sowing because birds will peck into the soil and eat my seeds, or the pests under the soil will get to them as soon as they germinate, just before or as soon as they come above soil level. So yeah, I think having these smaller, easy to fill cells are going to be helpful. And Epic Gardening does have a larger size of the seed starting trays too. I do also like that they are sturdy and built to last and seem easy to clean, and the large opening on the bottom is nice. And the bottom tray is, well, just a bottom tray. There really isn't anything super unique about it, but it does the job, and it fits 12 of the 6 cell seed starting trays nicely in it. However, on the seeds, I'm a little divided on my feelings. As I mentioned earlier, I am always hesitant to give a bad review on seeds because it could be user error, but I've been sowing seeds for a while and I've never had such poor germination for spinach or marigolds before, or bad luck with pea seeds. So there likely may be an issue with this lot of pea seeds, although my friend and I compared lot numbers and his pea seeds that did the same thing were from a different lot number, so they may have gotten a few bad batches of seeds. So I would say that the peas were an epic fail, if you will. However, knowing how good their customer service is, I think they will be receptive to my feedback, and not every brand or company will get everything right all the time, and they also do have other seeds as well. This was just 5 that I tried, and like I mentioned, the tomato and the jalapeno seeds germinated without issues, so I wouldn't completely write off their seed line, but I think I will stick to the other seed companies I've used for now, especially since currently the Epic Gardening seed line is somewhat limited at the moment anyway. So I ultimately still do recommend these products, but if you do get a bad batch of seeds, don't be afraid to reach out to customer service because they will make it right, and I do think that's what sets good companies apart from not so good companies. And as always, if my experiences or thoughts change on any of these products, or if I get to try other products from Epic Gardening, I'll be sure to do an update.